It's time to roll for Ttrpg. Subscribe. Welcome to Roll for Ttrpg. This is Frank, and let's fix the lighting. Much better. I was trying out a light that I have here, uh, but I think it works better when I do it in the other room. I'm in the kitchen right now, but I have the light set up here. Got a limited space of where to use it. Anyway, so it's getting close to the end of Independent Ttrpg month. It's created by Professor Dungeon Master on Dungeon Craft. So I took up that challenge, and I only talked about uh, games that aren't like mainstream, which the main one people think of. Haven't even mentioned the name. August 1st, that's going to change. Made a little uh, GM screen here, but put this aside. All right, so there's a game I wanted to try out first. Oh, well, it's coming to the end of the month right now. It is July 30th. So do have a video tomorrow, July 31st, where I'll be talking about uh, a game I've been wanting to talk about, and I've hinted about it and showed it a little bit, but I'm saving that for the last day of July. And there's other games I wanted to show and talk about, but some of them I haven't played them yet. I did buy some books, and I did do a video yesterday where I talked about these pamphlets that you can print out, and I left links where you can find them. The guy that makes these, he does his Patreon is linked in the last video, and I did double check. He has been more active, and for $1 or $3, you can get these on his site, plus some other ones. But uh, these three, along with two others that I haven't printed out yet, but I will. You can download for free on the Basic Fantasy Forum. Just have to do some little digging, but that's why I provided that link that takes you almost directly to them. You still search a little bit. All you do is scroll up and click on the correct link, and you find a conversation and the PDFs there. But, I wanted to showcase people that don't have a huge following, or don't have like you're not gonna find it in the store. I like stuff like this. I like stuff that it's portable. You can just print out at home, and and then play or use them. So I will be talking about tomorrow another pocket-sized game. Today I am going to talk about a pocket-sized game, uh, and this is one that I found also on Drive-Through RPG. Before I talk about that, yeah, the reason the reason I mentioned that, uh, I forgot. But there's other games that I did buy. I wanted to showcase them, but I haven't gone through them uh, at all. So I didn't just want to say, oh, here's this one and here's that one. But on that video I just filmed and uploaded, I do mention Mine Dwarf, or no, Dwarf Mine by Paper Dice, and there's links to that. So I encourage people to go check it out. He actually does some pretty cool things with Dwarf Mine. He teams up with a charity every year, so you know he donates to that, and he uses Dwarf Mine as a vehicle for that. He did some videos, so that's why I'm gonna at least mention that. I will eventually buy it on Ttrpg, and you know, yeah, you know, there might be a video. It just won't be for this month. But that's why I mentioned that. And there's other games that I wanted to show, but hadn't gone through them yet. So I didn't just want to, oh, look, there's this one and there's this one. But I did make an exception with Dwarf Mine. So there will be more videos about those games. I just think they deserved more of my attention than just, well, here's this. Now this game, this one, you can get free on Ttrpg. It is Wonders, Wild and Deep. And what's really cool, it's 5 files that you can print out. You really only need 3. And you can just print them out as is. You don't have to flip the paper and print it double-sided. Just print it out and you're good to go, because it comes out in a pocket zine style. So when I saw it, it's like, this is great. This is right up my alley, because I make zines. I make little comic zines. There's nothing TTRPG related or RPG related. It's just stuff that I do, and I also do sketch cards. So I like stuff like this. I like, you know, small stuff, pocket size stuff, or things you can put in a little collection. And I sell these. That's another video. But yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, this is great. So I did cut off the excess, but first I printed out just a regular sheet of paper. I think I did use like some nicer printer paper, but regular printer paper will do. And since I already have experience in making zines, I knew where to cut. So you're gonna cut. Well, first you fold it. I'll do a quick tutorial in case you don't know. And if you do, that's great. So you fold it in half, like taco style. And then you're gonna fold it again here. Or I guess you don't have to if you're going to do the cut, but you're going to fold it again a third time, or maybe your second time if you skip the second one. Like this, and then you're just going to cut right to the corner of the cover. Just like snip, snip. Fold it over. Now and this is why that second fold is important, because you're going to want your pages creased, and you're gonna do this. You're gonna push it together and form a diamond, and you got your book. And you can put a little staple in the middle if you want. I might do that later. I wanted to show how this folds. Just so when you print it out, you're good to go. You know what to do, and you got your core rule book. Wonders, Wild and Deep, and let me see if their name is here. Okay, by Emmanuel Gilletto or Gilletto, art by Henry J. Ford. So, and this is a pretty cool rule book. It's the core rules. It's simple. It's in the style of OSR, or OSR style, and it's a very basic rule set. And I really like this because it just has everything explained. It doesn't have paragraphs, or actually technically does have paragraphs, but it's tiny ones. And easy to read, easy to digest the information. At least for me, that's important. I love reading. I love making stuff. I love creating. But if I have to read like a wall of text or dialogue in a book, it takes me a while to get through it. But that's just how my brain is wired. So I like stuff like this. The character creation, simple, very easy. It's just this little teeny tiny paragraph. Uh, so what you can do with this, you can use this as your very basic rule system and apply it to something like basic fantasy, which is also OSR style or OSR inspired, and they have settings and books that you can use. So if you want to use one of those and just kind of like simplify it a little bit, it'll still be fun. You can use this. So I will go over this in a minute. I will change the camera view, but before that, I want to show everything that you get here. So you don't just get this book. I did say it was 5 files. You don't just get this one page. You get the referee's grimoire. Grimoire. The referee's book. That's what it is. So it's your GM's book. Look at this. It's a teeny tiny GM book. It just gets to the point. Look, there's cool art in the back. And has some tips and things like that. And again, I'll show that in a minute. This video is getting a little long, so it might be a little longer. And on the third page, or depends on how it prints out, but you get your character sheets. These are tiny. These are small, and you get 4 of them. If you print them on color, they look pretty cool. I just print them in black and white because color ink is expensive, and I just ran out of ink anyway. So, so I was able to print these out. And you get your name, your class, your skills, item, tales, and I'll go into that. Afflictions and your levels. So you can go up to level 5. So I'm sure you can homebrew. You can take it up to another level or more. Treasure, gold value, supplies, and gold. Torch and lantern. So that goes into the rules of the game. But you get 4 character sheets you can print out, and if you want more, print out that page multiple times and create a whole bunch of characters, or give 4 to each of your players. The third thing, no wait, the fourth thing, the other 2 files that you get is and these I recommend you print on cardstock. And again, they will look cool in color, but black and white. You really only need 1. But you get this tuck box, and it comes in 2 sections. So this game is small and thin enough that it can all fit in 1 box. Actually, it can all fit here. And what I like to do is I'll keep the core rulebook here with the character sheets, and then I'll put the grimoire here. You can print out a whole bunch of character sheets and just put them in here. So this is cool. It's something you can carry with you, put it in a bag, or if you just want to just carry this in a smaller bag or in your pocket. You're good to go. So, in a binder or something. But this is cool. And except like you only need one, so I mean you can cut out this cover and then glue it on this one. But I thought it was cool. It was pretty cool. I like this. And you can also just make the flap a little bit wider. Yeah, that's stuff you can do. So I'll just put this here on the side. And look, you can have your little GM screen. Look. It's gonna be a long video. Sorry. All right, let's look at all these books. Got your core rules, your referee's grimoire, and your 4 character sheets, which you can print out more. I also have a set of dice here. There's 9 here, but it's supposed to be 10 in total. I think I just left one in the other room. And this set I picked up at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So it's not that much. And these I bought on Temu, and I forgot how much I paid because they have sales and deals all the time. I don't think I paid that much, but it's 10 dice, and I just thought they look cool, and I like the color blue. Now, what you can use optionally, and I also got these on Temu, a large set of these. You only need one of each. Negative dice and positive dice. So you just want to leave it up to the dice. You can do your bonus points and your penalty points just there. Might be overpowered or underpowered. Oh, we'll see. That's just an option. That's just something extra. All right, let's get into the core rules. This is what I was talking about. Character creation. It's just very simple. So a lot of this, and the reason why I like this, as soon as I was reading it, it really opens up your imagination. And you can say that about any TTRPG, but this one, like, you don't have a setting. It's just these very basic rules, and you come up with the setting. There's even a little part here about maps, and I'll get to that in the referee's book here. But look, I could probably read the whole thing. Character creation. All right, so you choose your adventurous name for your player character. You choose your class, and it doesn't have the classes. So that's why you can use this with any game. I say basic fantasy because it has 4 core classes, but you can use other games, and basic fantasy is OSR inspired, and this is OSR style as well. So I think it just fits, but you can use other systems. You choose a class, like either a knight, cleric, scout, wizard, or it just gives examples, but those aren't the classes. It just use whatever class you want. All right. You gain 1 skill. One skill of your choice, appropriate to your class. So. As I say, like you're gonna be probably using another system to kind of adapt, but you can plug this into anything really. Just about, such as finesse for a thief, or perform for a bard. So you you're building it up on your own house. Let's see, for a bard, is perform. So okay, well, what if your skill is uh, rock out, and you just have your bard go crazy, do a whole solo, a lute solo. Let's see. Spells are skills too, such as Storm Call for a wizard. Your skill. Oh, okay. Skills should be flexible but not too generic. Okay. Discuss your skill choice with the group and find an agreement. So that's I haven't played with a group, so I'm sure this is something in other games and groups where, and it's something I hear a lot watching videos on DM tips and GM tips. As yeah, you want to discuss with your players. So I like that it's built in here. Uh, you're like, hey, what do you want to do? What do we think? Yeah, so choose one unique item you carry, and this is the character creation. It's six little senses, six steps. So you choose one unique item you carry with you: a nimble blade, a blessed talisman, a warm cloak. The rest of your gear is up to you. So it has no. There's no mechanics for it. It's no effect. It's you just carry it all. Uh, you begin the game at level 1, or I, level 1, and you set your supplies to a value of 3. So your supplies have a value of 3, and that's it. I was like, well, this one was a little bit more, and it's abstract gear. So I guess like a rope, not rocks, like a leather strap, or or something to polish your blade if you're a thief, rogue, or whatever, or a fighter. A rag to shine up your sword. The game. When playing the game, you are either in adventure phase, and that's when you're traveling, when you're in a dungeon delving, exploring the wilderness, or you're in town phase, and that's when you're in a town somewhere, you're resting, you're checking out something. It's just when sheltered within any sort of settlement. So I'm guessing, because there is a. Let's see, is it in here? Okay, yeah, there's a camp, so you can set up camp. But I'll get to that. So yeah. When you're sheltered with any sort of settlement where PCs can rest and resupply. So anywhere where you're gonna just get something to eat, take a nap, and get more stuff. So you got your challenge rolls and your fate rolls, and they apply to both phases. So you roll for just about everything. So you get your adventure mode. So this is the main. This is your main part of the game. So yeah. Pretty much, yeah. When you're going on an adventure, you're embarking on a mission, adventure, and you run it by or it's run by the referee, and the referee makes a lot of the choices. So, but you can talk to your referee and say, hey, I want to do this. Sure. So they face dangers, learn more about the game and the game world, and find precious treasures. So, That's pretty straightforward. And here we got your camp. You got light, camp, light, and time. Rules only apply to this phase. And you got your town. That's when you go into town phase. This is the time where the between adventures, PCs spend their gold to rest, heal, resupply, level up. So yeah, you can in town you can if you're let's see, if you're a bard, you want to go talk to see if they have a music store or something, and gonna get some new songs, or gonna talk to the shopkeep and see what he knows, and maybe he can teach me some things. So, you can still have adventures in town too, and I did read that in camp, so you can even have adventures in your camp, but that would count as an adventure phase. So it's pretty much up to you or your referee. So you got your challenge rolls, and I won't read through all that since I read a lot of that. So you got your fate rolls, your combat challenges, light and time. So each PC carries torches and a lantern. Lighting one costs one supply. So okay, camp is where I wanted to get to. Anytime during the adventure, PCs as a group can spend supplies equal to their number to set up camp. During camp, each PC may roll dice equal to their level +1. Yes. Their level +1. Okay. If they roll at least 1/6, they heal the bottom affliction on their sheet, which would be the most recent one. If any PCs in the group have skills that might aid in recovering from the affliction, the character gains, and so this little black box means it's up to you. And so that's why I was mentioning these. You get +5. And if you just want to do that as a base, okay, you know what? I healed that particular type of wound, and it was a +5 bonus. Then you can now all of them will be that +5 bonus, and that's just a mechanic I'm adding. Referee has final say, right? At the end of each camp, time passes. Okay, so this is interesting, and this could be fun and also overused. So if the referee thinks the PC's camped in a dangerous place, they may choose to roll a dice, a die to roll a die on a6. Group is ambushed by something, and they lose the benefits of the camp. So you can really mess up your players. Because as I was reading this yesterday, I was thinking up a way that it could go wrong. Let's see, do I have it here? I drew something. All right, so this is an example, and I actually kind of like this. I might use this in the game. All right, let's say your referee wants to be, he wants to keep you on your toes, keep your player on your toes. Hey, I think there's something suspicious in the bushes over there. And like, oh, it's a, or even if something comes out and it's a little bunny, cute little bunny. You know what? And the referee's like, you know what? I think there's something up with that bunny. Uh, I want you to roll. All right, it's just a bunny. You know, it could be lunch, or just let it go on its way. Well, okay, yeah, let's roll. Let's see what we can do. We can use it for stew. All right, 1. Okay, cool. You rolled a 1. It's a harmless threat. The rabbit becomes a rabbit stew. 6. Well, that bunny is not a regular bunny. It is a baby lion bunny. Its mama comes out. A big old lion bunny. I'll think of a different name, but it's basically just a cross between a lion and a bunny. So it's the size of a lion, ferocious attitude of a lion, cute little, fuzzy features, curly like a bunny, but it'll rip you in two and bite your head off. So that might be cool. So yeah, I drew this up. I think I like this. I like this as a monster. I'm gonna think of a different name in the Basic Fantasy group. I think I'm gonna ask a few players there, the Basic Fantasy Discord. So hey, help me name this, and I'm gonna look through the Basic Fantasy monster, see if there's anything like that already. If not, then maybe that might be a monster I can work on. But I'm definitely gonna use that in my games. So yeah. And if you want to use the lion bunny, go ahead. I'll do a video where I'll draw it out better. All right, so yeah, so that's the thing. If your referee thinks, hey, there's something amiss, I think it's a dangerous place here. But it's a field of flowers and cute little bunnies. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, lion bunny. Deadly sentient flowers. Okay. I just gave someone lots of ideas they can use right there. And so they get ambushed and they lose the benefits of the camp. So it's a harsh world. Treasures and resources. So so your player, your PC will find stuff while traveling, and I think it is in here. But so if your player, let's say a wizard, he finds a spell book, and they can find spell books in in dungeons or something where they find this spell book and they gotta learn to use it and read it. That could just be a regular treasure item, so you put it in your treasure, and gold value, so 3 gold value at 3. But your wizard begins to use it more, and begins to value it, and now as as a few turns go, however long he lasts, that is now his special item. So you take it out of your treasure and you put it in your special item, and whatever special item you had, you take it out, you remove it. So you can leave special item empty, and in case you find something. And this is something here. I think it's in the Grimoire, but tails. A tail from above, a tail from below, a tale from above, a tale from below. So you can, I guess, you can tell four tales. So this is something that's cool. This is something that you can do while camping, at, by the campfire, or you're somewhere with your party. There's a uh, either you just came from a battle or you're about to go into a battle or a mission. So your PC, uh, and actually it would be the leader. So you choose your leader. So the leader can tell a story from their past, and that's a good way to develop the backstory and learn more about your character. Uh, and I think it doesn't have to be the leader, but I think it kind of opens up. So, the leader tells you a story, and so tell from above means something that happened, a story that is based on just a regular world, above surface. You know, if you're if you're stepping on dirt, on ground, that's a tell from above. So anything really. Tell from below is below that. So if you're in a dungeon underneath, so you tell a story. Oh, this one time in a dungeon, or this time I was exploring a cave. So you can even be that, and like underground caves, or you know, you're the leader, or whoever is talking about. They're once in the ocean swimming and fishing for food. Underneath the sea, in the sea, they encountered a giant fish. So you tell a story, you tell a tale, and I think it is in here, but you want it to kind of tie into something, to tie into what they're about to do, or a lesson that's learned, or something that can be applied, or if you just want to tell backstory, and so that's your time. And so the teller can tell up to four stories in that turn. But each story is different from the one that preceded it. So that, I think that's why it's okay. You started with your tale from above, and the next story is a tale from below, and then above, then below. Or you start with below, above, below, or yeah, below, above, below, above. Just keep it like that because I just confused myself. Uh, but I think it would be cool, and so say your leader tells a tale, and then someone else in the party is like, "Oh wow, like that's a that's a great story," or like, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened. It reminds me of the time when." Now you're someone else in the party is telling a tale from below, maybe similar, or something. There's something kind of like, oh, that reminds me of this, but and it's a totally different outcome, totally different story. Uh, I think this is just a great way to have a section where you're able to share your backstory and afflictions here, which I think that might be here. So let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me see if there's anything here I wanted to address. So, perfect strategy, learning skills. Yeah, that's it. So let's get into this because I think it's here where the tells were. All right, being a referee. So it's just tips on what a referee does. You're pretty much neutral. You're not for or against. You mediate. So yeah, that's pretty clear. More than the sum of its parts. Let's see. This game is not only made of its rules, The actual game is what happens at the table. So yeah, so that's just telling you that, you know, it's not just rules. You know, it's it's the fun that you bring and your players bring and everything that's role played and you know, everything that happens. That's the game. So listen to your players. Yeah. So you know, some tips about being a DM. Be clear and upfront. So yeah, so be clear with what is it that you're doing. Don't just uh, be very vague. Just be clear, so your players can understand. So I think just it's basic DM or GM tips there. All right, so maps. This is something I wanted to get to because it does say here. Yeah, it's pretty basically saying it's cool to have a map. You can just get a map from somewhere online or a different game and play with that. So you know, you prepare your scenario. Now with this, because there's a in the core book talking about, you know, you're gonna be doing some dungeon delving. So not map specifically, but you want to create a dungeon, and I have something else here that I want to show. Dungeon cards, and I got these from questgivers.com. I think that it only cost me like a buck or two, and I printed these out on cardstock. Now it doesn't come with a box. I made the box from a misprint. I had printed out a sheet of the cards, and I was I was attempting to do it double sided with another sheet of cards. I can, you know, maybe I can get because the way it's laid out, you got the card and you got the back of the card. So like, oh cool, maybe I can get some more cards out of one sheet. I had a misprint. I printed it upside down. It wasn't. I didn't line it up correctly. So, but I didn't want to get rid of it. So I turned that sheet into a box and just kind of put it together myself. Crafted it together. You can see here, you know, got the bottom part of this card, the top of this card. So it's pretty much like a little deck of cards of just it's a dungeon generator. See, as we're now to so you got your narrow corner, narrow passage, small room, medium room, large room, straight stairway. So what you're doing is you're basically just shuffling the cards. And it's a little hard to shuffle. But all right, let's see what I got. And so you got your medium room and huge room. Okay, well, you know, I didn't shuffle it correctly, but I want to use that. So and you can do it however you want. There is a video on how to use these. You're gonna do whatever you want in your game. This is pretty much your prep work. So you're just gonna build your dungeon. Okay, medium room, and so there's doors. This tells you how many doors there are. So you're okay. It has 2 doors, so you got your door that takes you to the spiral stairway, or like the path that goes to the stairway. And let's see. Oh, it's got some objective cards. And all right, so you get your other door. takes you to a narrow corner. So, all right. And look, there's stuff here. So here, stuff you can put in the room. So the barrel is just objects. So table, chair. So you can have a table there. And the sleeve, it's plants. Like, oh, there's a table with a potted plant. Whatever. And it's just an object in there. It could be something, it could be nothing. Yeah. You can just go through these and say, oh, this looks cool, this looks cool. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's a dungeon generator, just with cards. And you get your objectives there. And you build your little dungeon. So same thing you can do with a map. Or turn it into a map. So that's just an idea. I did want to do a video where I talked about this, but it was pretty much just me building a little dungeon. And then, so that's pretty much it. Check out the link to the video of Quest Givers. They go more into it, but I think you can just use it however. Corner, four-way intersection, curved passage, another curved passage. Yeah, I didn't shuffle these correctly in the dead end. More dead ends. So yeah. But in there you add your monsters or something, or a treasure. So that's an idea. That's something you can do. Making time relevant. All right. Treasures and artifacts. So I think, yeah, this is where I was talking about that a special item can become, or a treasure can become a special item. Other stuff here. Let's see. Cruel, out of depths. So there's more information here. I haven't read that. Creatures and monsters. Yeah. Look, I just gave you one. Here's the, and yeah, these could be. If you don't bug them, they're fine. But if you mess with their kids, you're gonna be rabbits too. So let's see. Oh, so this is something that's cool. So creatures within the game do not need stats or profiles unless they become a part of a challenge role. So you don't have to worry about like, well, it's the stats for the lion bunny, the liney. Yeah, it does this and it's that. It's like it's a giant ferocious bunny. Don't mess with it. So yeah, so and so you can just come up with that on the fly. So it gives an example for Goblin Gang, and so this is how you would come up with it. Just so you got your difficulty, so your negative, or I guess your penalty, or how difficult it is. Affliction, so whether it's poisoned or wounded or exhausted. Notes: afraid of magic. Will let PC pass in exchange for some food, one supply, or treasure. So your food will be your supply as well. So that's something to keep in mind. If you were to make a creature particularly powerful or threatening, you have several options. So yeah, so I'm gonna, and there's optional rules. So I'm gonna let you download this. It's free to download on Ttrpg, drive-through RPG. You get cool stuff, and you can do solo play with this. I'm already thinking of stuff I can do with it. But cool, I just like it. You get this box. I put my character sheets here, the grimoire here, my book, and my special book. Get in there, and your core rules here. Oh, you know what? I just realized what you can use this for. I probably want to make it a little wider. So you won't glue this part down, but dice. Put your dice in here. And you got your whole system. Put your dice. Put a little notepad. I buy a little notepad from the Dollar Tree. Little pocket composition books, and a couple of them will fit here perfectly. And a little pencil. And you're good to go. Or a little pen. So this has been Wonders Wild and Deep. I'm gonna leave a link to the where you can get it. It is free. It might be pay what you want, but I think it's free. So yeah, check it out. It's a cool little system, and it's a pocket size. Isn't that cool? All right, so this has been Frank Salazar for, I'll use these. Roll for Ttrpg. And this is how many likes I want. There we go. We'll see you next time. Let's roll for Ttrpg. Subscribe.